Hello, folks. Welcome to today's football predictions and bet craft. It's another very beautiful Sunday morning. And once again, we've come up with our games on this very channel. As we know, so many games are happening today across the globe, and we're able to select, a few of these games and look into it before bringing it forward for you. All right. Yesterday we had a very, very good day. Yesterday we saw that 5 games out of the 6 we predicted saw success. Yesterday, one of the tickets also played successfully. Exactly what was predicted. All right, and kudos to those who participated in that yesterday's game and won yesterday. All right, today we go again. We're hoping to do very well, in all our positions today. All right, just what we'll be looking at this matches one after the other and looking at the statistics and making verdicts on these matches. But I want to ask those of us who are coming across our video for the first time that are yet to subscribe to take our time to hit the button right now so that you will not be missing out on our games that will always come out on this very channel on a daily basis. All right. That being said, all right. Without further ado, let's head to the business of today. Today we'll be starting our matches, and we have 2 tickets as usual that is predicted, but each of these tickets contains 3 matches in it, and the first game that we have for you is in Italian Serie B, where Sassuolo will be facing Cosenza. All right, and we're looking at recent games for both sides. You can see that Sassuolo, the home side, have been doing well, seeing that they've won 4 matches in the last 6 games that they have so far, and they also have lost 2, but away side Cosenza have lost 3 games in the last 6. Also, they have had 3 draws in the last 6 games that they have so far. When you look at how they fared on a home and away basis, you can see that playing from home, Sassuolo is a team who have actually won 8 matches in the last 10 home games that they had, and they've also had 1 draw and have lost just once in the last 10 home matches. 80% of the home games, have seen victory for Sassuolo. And away side Cosenza have won 2 matches from away. They've also had 4 draws, but have lost 4 matches in the last 10 away matches that they had so far. As a matter of fact, the last 2 away games that they had, so they're losing all 2 away games. And on head-to-head basis, Sassuolo have actually had the better of this side on the last 2 occasions that both teams met. We saw Sassuolo beating this side in August of last year by 5 goals to 2 from away, and also beating them again from away in this very year in September by 1 goal to 0. So we expect to see Sassuolo continuing this very run, play from home and winning outright in this one. Home win. That's our verdict for that very encounter. And the next is in Portuguese first division, where we have Farense who will be up against Victoria Guimaraes. Okay, looking at recent games for the both sides, you can see that home side have had 3 wins, 2 draws and 1 loss, and away side Victoria have had 2 wins, 3 draws, and also 1 loss in the last 6 games. And when you look at how these 2 teams fared from home and away perspective, you can see that playing from home, Farense have managed 3 victories but have lost 7 games in the last 10 home matches. They've not had a draw in the last 10 home matches that they have so far. And away side Victoria Guimaraes have had 3 wins. They've also had 4 draws but have lost 3 matches in the last 10 away matches that they have so far. And looking closely at the results, you can see that Victoria Guimaraes is actually the better side in my opinion. And in this very encounter, they also score a lot of goals and concede as well. And in this very game, looking at the head-to-head proceedings, you can see that the last 5 head-to-head meetings have actually seen Victoria winning, on 2 occasions, and the other 4 being the other 3 being a draw, and both of them have actually scored on those 5 meetings, and it's actually their way side to either win or draw in this very game plus over 1.5. That's our value for that very game. I will win or draw and over 1.5. All right, and that takes us to the next for the today. It is in England Premier League where we have West Ham United who will be facing Liverpool. Okay, West Ham in the last 6 have seen 2 victories, 2 draws, as well as 2 losses, and Liverpool, the West side, have won 4 games. They've also had 2 draws. They actually firing in all cylinders in recent times. Liverpool have been doing so well, and looking at how they fared from home and away perspective, you can see that West Ham have only managed to achieve 4 victories. They've had 2 draws in the last 10 home matches. They've also lost 4 out of those 10 home games that they had so far. But away side, Liverpool in the last 10 away games have won 8 out of those. They've also had 2 draws in the last 10 away matches that they had so far. That tells you how good this side have been. We saw them in the last away game they had against Tottenham. We saw them beating Tottenham by 6 goals to 3. that tells you that Liverpool is actually in fine form at the moment. And the last time on head-to-head basis for both sides, you could see that the last 7 times both teams made, Liverpool have won this very side 6 times out of 7 in the last 7 head-to-head meetings. And in this very one, we expect nothing different than an away side winning, Liverpool winning outright in this very one. That's what we expect. All right, that concludes the first ticket for today, and we head to the second ticket, and it starts with a game in Portuguese League of Sporting Braga, who will be facing Casapia. Okay, Sporting Braga in this very encounter, we see that for both sides they've actually been able to achieve 3 victories in the last 6 games, and they also had 2 draws and 1 loss. The same side applicable to Casapia, their away side, having won 3 games and 2 draws, and also having had 1 loss in the last 6 games that they had so far. When you look at how these two teams fared on home and away basis, you can see for Sporting Braga, it has always been lots of goals in the last 5 home matches have resulted to lots of goals. We saw them playing out a tertiary draw against Marseille in the last 3 in the last home game that they had. The last 5 home games that they had have produced over 2.5, as well as Casapia in the last 10 away games have actually seen over 2.5 on 5 occasions out of those. But in this very encounter, we would definitely expect to see 2 goals appearing in this one, seeing that the last 3 times they met have actually produced over 2.5. So in this very game, we'll go for a very safer option over 1.5. Expect to see a minimum of 2 goals in this one. Okay, and the next game for you today is actually in Italian Serie A. We'll have AC Milan who will be facing Roma. And looking at recent games for both sides, you can see that for Milan, they've actually won 4 matches in the last recent 6 games. They've also had 1 loss as well as 1 draw. And Roma, on the other hand, have won 4 games. They've also had 2 losses. Okay, when you look at how these two teams are fared from home and away perspective, Milan, the home side, have actually won 6 games in the last 10 home matches. They've had 2 draws as well as 2 losses. Those losses were in the game against Liverpool and also against Napoli. And the other 2 draws were against Juventus and Genoa. The last home game they had, so they're playing out a 0-0 draw, disappointing 0-0 draw against Genoa. Remember that. And Roma, on the other hand, in the last 10 away games, have not been able to win any single match in the last 10 away games that they had so far. They've actually been able to achieve 5 draws, but they've also had 5 losses. The last away game they had was against Como. They disappointingly lost to Como by 2 goals to nil on that occasion. So in this, that tells you that Roma is not the side that does so well when playing from away. And in this very encounter, we expect the home side, the AC Milan, to achieve a result in this, and it's actually the home side to either win or draw, and under 4.5. That's all our verdict for that very encounter. And that takes us to the next, which will be the last for today. Also in Italian Serie A, we'll have Napoli, who will be facing Venezia. Okay, and the Napoli, as we know, they've actually won 4 matches in the last 6 games. They've also had 2 losses, and Venezia, on the other hand, have won once in the last 6 matches. They've also had 2 draws, and have lost 3 matches in the last 6 games that they have so far. On the looking at home and away perspective, you can see that for Napoli, they've actually won 7 games in the last 10 home matches, and they lost 2 games, and also they have had 1 draw. And away side, on the other hand, Venezia have not been able to record a single win in the last 10 away games that they had. They've managed only 3 draws, but have lost 7 matches in the last 10 away games that they have so far. When you look at how this is fared on head-to-head basis, Napoli have actually won on those 2 records that we have here. And in this very encounter, we know that Atalanta dropped points yesterday. Napoli will be looking to capitalize on this very opportunity to achieve 3 points against this Venezia side. So it is the home side to win outright, and that's what we expect in this very game. All right, that concludes our operations for you today on Betcraft, and I wish you the very best of luck, and I hope that you get goals. Also remember to play responsibly. These are football matches. Sometimes it may not be exactly what it seems. All right, that being said, tomorrow is another day, and we'll be coming up with operations on this very channel. Do not miss out. But until then, keep winning.